Hi everyone. I wanted to do a quick video on Praise This. I've been meaning to do it for mm, some weeks now, and I'm going to come back to you in a little bit today to work on to do one on Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now, I'm going to tell you that when I first saw Praise This is available on Peacock. And when I first watched Praises, well, before I watched it, I was like, I already know that I may have some issues with this because I'm not a terrible fan of remixing gospel music with more contemporary R&B rap songs. And then I was like, I don't know how cheesy this is going to be because, somebody is bound to like have like a huge, these kind of gospel movies or these kind of Christian films can have like a major accident or all of these tragedies that take place. And then I have to kind of come up with something. And then they have to come up with like God saves and miraculous, and we all come together, we all hug and cry. So hold on for a second. Sorry, my mom, so loud. She gets louder. Um, so anyway, so it's just so I was refreshed that this movie does none of that. I thought that first of all, I am a fan of Chloe and Halle. And so I watched this and I was like, man, Chloe is just like really a natural performer. And I thought that you could completely see some of the chemistry between her and Quavo. So I can understand all the rumors that are going around between the two of them. They said Quavo said that he worked really well and she was really dope, lovely girl, kind of a thing. Nothing but compliments. I also I loved the music. Like I loved the remixing of the music. And it was funny to me because I actually sat with a friend of mine, who's heavily in the church and her son, and we watched it again together, and they were like, it same reaction I had. Eyeballs get big when it comes to kind of some of the musical um incidents, and then you're like, this kind of cringe because this is a little bit much than I would like to see. So I got all that, but at the end of the day, I think it is just heartwarming story. So Chloe is a woman, is a young girl. I would imagine like 18, 19, whose mother died and her father drives her to Atlanta. Let's pause to stay with her, to stay with relatives. And I'm going to say one drawback of the movie, I think, is the casting. I think that the parents and those who are supposed to be older adults do not look old enough, whereas the kids do not look young enough. So you know that there's an age difference, but for them to be like old enough to have like a 20-year-old daughter or a 19-year-old child, it's a stretch. I mean, I do look, if I'm not mistaken on myself, I do look young. And I guess I could have a 20-year-old daughter, but technically I could have a 20-year-old daughter. But I would imagine like when I see my students who are 20, 19, they look young. They look young because they still have that little baby cheeks still. They have that, their face is softer. And so, and whereas these individuals, they don't have that. And so I'm just like, I they look like they're in the middle 20s. versus them looking supposedly like at 18, 19. So I do think the aging is a bit of an issue. Okay. So with that being said, let's pause to the next issue. Um, um, so they have this relationship, so she's upset because they're like, oh, you're gonna put her in Georgia State. He's like, I don't want to go to Georgia State. And so she begrudgingly has to be involved with with a church group, the praise team. And there's a bit of a tension. The young girl who leads the praise team is the little girl from The Shy. And um, Drewski's in the movie, and that's who she really likes. But he's hooking up with another girl. We don't know who that other girl is. So Chloe, she becomes Miss Hotshot. I mean, I don't want to say Miss Hotshot, but clearly people recognize her talent. And so that leads to some people getting jealous. And she makes a song with Quavo, which is Don't Worry About Me. I'ma be all right. Look, the song is addictive. And I have the soundtrack. I have literally, there's only like maybe three or four, maybe three songs on there that I'm just like, eh. But as a whole, the album is completely good. The album's good. The movie is good. There's absolutely no kissing in the bit. There's no sex. There's no kissing. There's very little cursing. There's no guns. There are no tragedy, accidents, no like major. It's just a really nice, cute little wholesome movie that is hilariously funny. There's a couple of cringe moments, like the shouting moment. I was just like, cut this out, unnecessary. But as a whole, it's a really great, nice, feel good movie to watch. And I highly recommend it on Peacock. Bye.